Hello and welcome to my first Python 3 tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you three different things. The first being comments, their function, how to make single-line comments and multi-line comments. The second being variables and data, kinds of data, variables and their function, how to make them, the print function, its use and how to use it, and how to print variables. Before we begin, I use Vim. If you use Gedit or Notepad or Notepad++, whatever you'd like to use, it's alright. The target of this tutorial is the novice or beginner, and it's meant to be a cumulative guide. The purpose of comments is to simply document little things inside of our code. For example, if I were to write something like, well, I don't know, some function or operation, I don't know, something along those lines, and let's say we did not actually know what this function or operation did within the context of this particular piece of code. Let's say that it was on a totally different script or a module, which we'll get used to later. All we'd have to do is simply put the pound symbol, which is above 3 if you were using a US keyboard layout, in order to create a comment which will be ignored by the interpreter. Yes, Python interpreter. Mind you, this does not actually work, so I'm going to comment that out for the tutorial's sanity. By the way, if you actually do comment something out, it actually removes whatever code that you're using. So it is actually a very useful function in case you're, well, useful thing in case you're actually looking to make certain pieces of buggy code go away. This is a multiple line comment, which Python does not really have support for. In fact, it's just a string with triple quotes. These can be single quotes or double quotes, as long as it ends with a triple quote string. In fact, you can have triple quotes inside of triple quotes, I believe. Yes, this does not work clearly. Let's just get rid of that with a single line comment. Alright, now we have string, integer, /float, and boolean. Well, in terms of variables. A string is something as simple as hello world. A string, as long as it has double or single quotes, one single set of double quotes, single set of single quotes, or a single set of double quotes, single set of double quotes, it is valid as a string in Python. Remember, don't confuse these with the triple quotes and the single quotes, because, well, single set of quotes, because in any case, if you use this, it won't, most likely will not return an error. However, this will, if you just leave it hanging there. An integer /float, an integer would be something similar. It's just something along the lines of 1, 2, 3, 4. You get the idea. A float would be 6.7, 8.9, 3.5. Haha, threw you for a loop there. Boolean, true or false. And that's about all there is to know about these things. However, when it comes to making a variable, you would actually put these things at the end of it. For example, for variable 1 will be hello. Variable 2 will be sandwich, yes. And pizza will be spacebar world. So here we go, we have hello world right here, which is the print function, and right below it is how we would print variables together. So we have variable 1, then we have plus, and then we have pizza. So let's go ahead and run this code. Tutorial.py. Oh, yes, this is a good time to know this. This is what is known as a error. I think it's called an error call. I cannot remember for the life of me right now. It tells me the exact line inside the file tutorial.py in which there was a syntax error, invalid syntax. That is because we had forgotten to actually do what we needed to do, aka comment out these extra strings. That's all my fault. So don't worry if it threw you that error. You were not going to destroy your computer. It prints hello world twice. The difference between this hello world is that we actually wrote it out as a string, and this hello world is two different variables. If you notice, this one is lowercase while the first one is uppercase, as is indicated by this lowercase letter and this uppercase letter. So we know that they are two different things just based upon what we've seen here. I hope that this tutorial was a bit of a good guide. I'm really hoping that it was not too fast for you, but in that case I'll just go over things one more time. A comment is something that is ignored by the interpreter, which allows for the programmer themselves to make a little bit of a documentation, mini documentation. It should typically never be anything too long. Like in Python, you want to keep everything about 80 characters long. If not, then, well, good luck debugging that code later. The purpose of keeping comments also is because in case you, or let's say you created a piece of code, but then months later did not remember what that piece of code did, you'd really want to try and remember how it worked without having to think about all the logic that goes along with it. But you can go ahead and be the special one if you like. The string is something that's in text, it's in quotes, double quotes or single quotes, and the integer slash float is 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 6.7, 8.9, and 3.5 for floating numbers, and booleans are true or false. You can set variables by typing in the variable name and then equals. Mind you, it does not matter if the actual variable name is being touched. They cannot begin with a number. 1 Gonza will not work if we wanted to create a variable. However, and then finally we have the print function, which we know it returns, well, sends text to the console whenever we run our program, which can be extremely useful, and we'll find out later. Thank you for watching my first Python 3 tutorial of a small series. I'm hoping that it will be a long run, well, a good run with anyone who feels interested in watching this video. Thank you very much, and subscribe and comment and do whatever you need to do. Also follow me on Twitter if you really think that, I don't know, I'm worthy of it. Thank you. Goodbye.